Yeah, everybody. Thank you for tuning in. We are streaming live on Twitch on Night Rider Vincent's channel. You've got the best podcast in the 815. This is Beyond the Cube. I am Bob. You guys are seeing me again. This is crazy. Hello, everybody out there. And then the playback on Spotify, you guys are missing out because you could totally be seeing this, honestly. And you could be seeing, did I do that right? Or is it like this one?
I think you're
I can't
good.
tell.
Dude, it just
There.
keeps, it just keeps going. Yeah.
Gotcha.
The
But that
camera.
guy over there, Vince, you guys always know that Vince is here. So, Vince, what's up, dude? What's happening?
I totally think that pointed to the opposite area. So, I mean, we'll just around the globe that to where I am right now. But, no, man, everything is good. Man, have we been busy. Dude, again, it's like we took another, week or two hiatus here. Um, I mean, only had one family emergency kind of thing,
Man, yeah.
as far as I can tell. But otherwise, getting back to the good old school days here, sort of. Um, I've decided that for the first 3 days of school that my son has, I was going to be taking them off. I haven't told him completely, you know, because I was like, it would be nice to take the day off and just kind of just enjoy it myself. That first day was kind of a little recovery because let me tell you, drop off of a first grader, it was a little rough, man, and especially in these days too. Now,
Right.
back when I used to drop him off before, I could actually walk him up to basically walk him into his classroom,
Right.
and then hug him
Yeah.
goodbye and everything. But now, because of all this going on, I actually have to drop him off while I'm still in the parking lot. Like I can basically walk him to the sidewalk, but I was like, it's probably best for him if I just kind of let him go here and walk him off. So I may have for the first 2 days completely watched until he was out of view around the corner of
Sure.
the school.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because just had to. I mean, it is just, and it's still heartbreaking, but it's awesome to see how he is turning into such a man. It's crazy because it's like when he's around and everything here, I don't really think about it too much, like how much he's grown. Like there's times where he does surprise me though, and so especially now with the school days, it's like wow, it's like yeah, this is real. It's like he is moving on. So but dude, it's yeah, he's such a little person. He is doing so awesome. Like I'm so excited about how he's doing. How about yourself, man?
Yeah, man. So, got two that's in the alma mater, good old SHS. And once again, things are a little bit strange because of COVID. And as a lot of parents that, basically everywhere, I sort of feel like, you're sort of dealing with, do you send your kids to school? Do you, can you homeschool them?
Mm-hmm.
We have two in the household, and both I mean, we're talking as far as studies go, we're talking almost polar opposites, really. Um, the oldest Lane, he's really good, and he really accelerated during e-learning this past, the previous semester. He's a senior this year, and shout out to all the seniors, man. This year and last year, because man, y'all were dealt a bogus hand. Let me just say that.
Mm-hmm.
It really stinks. You know, um, for instance, another one of our boys, who's in Arkansas, had he was on set on pace to graduate with high honors,
Mm-hmm.
but due to COVID, um, and because he has to be, and because my son has to be, taught from home, he doesn't have the accessibility to get the electives that he needs in order to graduate with honors.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not even necessarily like his general studies, just electives really. And because he doesn't get to do that, he won't be able to graduate with honors, which is just garbage. And also thinking about the senior athletes and stuff, the football players. Like this fall is going to be so weird with no football on Fridays. Um, you know, me and Leah like to go to the games every now and then on a Friday night. It's just kind of fun,
Yep.
and the nostalgia of being back at the old campus and just being there is just, I mean, it's a really beautiful setting too. by the way. So I believe actually Sterling is like in the top 10 um, for just stadium like the overall atmosphere of the football games and stuff. So so yeah, no, it's gonna be a little strange. Lane's gonna be doing like I said, e-learning from home. Madison will be going to school. So tomorrow is the first day of school here in the 815.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, on the your side of the 815, I believe y'all started yesterday, like you said.
Yep.
And so yeah, so kind of just getting back into the routine of things, man. Uh, it's 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 weird because usually about this time I do get normally excited, and it's just a really fun time of the year. But man, just with COVID, it's just strange. And I do want to say something and touch on something that you had said too about like the whole thing about like dropping off and all that stuff. Like I'll never forget when Leah had to fly to Arkansas for the first time, and like I can remember like all the times that I've flown in the past, like you always were able to park and like go up into the terminal
Mm-hmm.
where either you can drop somebody off or you could say your goodbyes and hang out for a half hour or so
Yep.
before the flight takes off, and like it's not even like that anymore. So you already know, dude, how O'Hare is, dude. Like you got that big loop, and like literally it's just cars that are just going into the loops until people get out
Oh
of
my
their
gosh, yeah.
flights and then they just come out. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's madness. But yeah. So shout out to Micah, shout out to Lane, shout out to Robert, shout out to Cynthia, and shout out to Madison. Hope y'all have wonderful school years this year, considering all things that are just sort of weird right now. So
Oh yeah, definitely. And I mean, honestly, like yeah, everyone who's going to school like during this time too. We I don't remember. I don't know if you had the opportunity to do this, but I do remember that for my when we did the 4-H judging, was it last year?
yeah,
This year's 4-H judging came through too, and I don't know if you had any. Did you have any entrance into it or two or no?
I did not actually, which was really sad
Yeah.
because y'all, I can't remember what episode it was, but like how Vince said, we were fortunate enough to be able to be contacted to judge,
Hmm.
like youngsters that Vince did writing, I did computer generated graphics or computer
Yeah.
generated art, and I got reached out to and asked if I'd be interested to do it, and unfortunately, they didn't need me this year.
Yeah. No, they so the writing one only did have one entry. But it was actually pretty cool because her entry was something that she had written for what was it, for her church. Like they were actually doing like a I guess they were putting on like performances kind of stuff, you know. Well, and what she did is she had actually rewritten the lyrics to "Let It Go" from Frozen, and it was actually pretty good. Like I was like, wow, I was like, this is really awesome, and it's like I actually had to listen to the song and like read the lyrics as I did, and kind of put it to the two together, and it was like perfect. Like it was really good. But otherwise, I mean, yeah, I'm kind of sad that a lot of people didn't get to participate in that, and I don't know how. Honestly, I don't know how they would have done the judging too, because I know they had the judging for what was it for what was it like for like what was it even like the like cows and pigs and all that stuff too, and I know they had to judge that through video because they couldn't actually go to show, you know. And I mean, the Whiteside County, what do you call it? Whiteside County Fair didn't happen either, which is really sad. So,
I think now that you say that, like, did the Mississippi Valley Fair get postponed? Well, even I mean Petunia Festival. So in the 815, I can't remember if I talked about this or
mm-hmm.
not because this would have been around July 4th. But
Yeah.
Petunia Festival in the 815 has always been a thing. And July 4th, it's in Dixon, Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great time. It's a music festival that's around here in this area where,
Yeah.
I mean, you usually do get a decent a decent draw. I know a couple years ago, Blues Traveler came, which was crazy because I got to hang out with some of the band members, and John Popper was such a douche. I'm just saying, shots fired to John Popper. Um, but And we have some friends that are on the board for the Petunia Festival, and so they always hook it up. And I'm always down to volunteer, and typically my volunteer is tapping the keg and passing out beers to everybody else that's there. And while they're out there celebrating, usually I'm throwing a couple back as well too. But no Petunia Festival this year, man, and that was like I said, I've volunteered out there for the last 3 years and stuff, and I'm always looking forward to it because July 4th, it's always a good time. Usually, people are back in town, for this because it's such a big draw. But
Hmm.
no Petunia Festival this year, dude. Like you said, no Whiteside County Fair, man.
Yeah.
Like no fall football, no fall high school football.
Hmm.
Um, Strange times, bro.
Hey, I know you were telling me that there was somewhere that did have fair food though. So.
Yes. Oh man. So yeah. So we had. I don't know who the fair person or who the food truck was, but over here in the 815 over there by the Kroger on the north side of town, there was a truck that was set up and legit was like I guess kind of what I mean. And this is the same mentality I would have, dude. Like if I can't have a fair to go and put my food truck in, then I'm just gonna go and set up and somebody can come, which obviously we wanted it, and I
Hmm.
felt bad because I know you're on your diet, dude. Which you're going strong, dude. You're going strong on that diet, bro. Keep it up, man.
Yeah.
Um, Not me. I'm not on a diet. Which if I stood up, y'all, the video chat and the live streaming podcast, y'all would definitely see it, but I'm not going to. But yeah, no food truck. Funnel cakes and I'm talking like foot long corn dogs is what I had a foot long corn dog for lunch today. It was fire, bro. It was so good. It was amazing.
Yeah, my so okay, dude. Well, now on this diet and everything, like it's still like what was it, like no sugar, no wheat, no flour. Well then what Meredith has been cooking though, like has been, and I mean I've sent you multiple pictures of this too, Like she is
Yes.
killing it with the food game. Like I know, what was it, yesterday? No, it was not yesterday. It was a couple days ago, which we had we had this, and then I actually had it for lunch today. And I swear, like this is like one of those like Asian dishes that you would get, where it was like a grilled chicken, like was it, yeah, I think it was like grilled chicken, like I forgot what it was, but it was like marinate, like because it had also been sitting for a couple days like in the fridge and everything. It was like marinated in like the mushroom, in like the like was the coconut oil, the like sauce, like bacon. Like, dude, the sauces and everything just came together so well, and when I heated it up for lunch, it was just so good. And then on top of that, top it off tonight with what was it, the steak burrito bowls
Oh
that
yeah.
Meredith had created. Oh my gosh, dude! And that was with the brown rice and yeah, the brown rice, the salsa, the like. Oh man, it was perfect. Like we got two containers sitting in for leftovers right now, which I'm already looking forward to that tomorrow for lunch because I was like, that was such an amazing meal. But otherwise, also broccoli tots are a thing,
Hmm.
which it's like tater tots, but not potatoes. It's broccoli and like cheese, and I actually dip those in the what was it? Was it Sweet Baby Ray's like secret sauce or
Ooh,
something like
yeah.
that, which is basically zesty sauce. So, which I can't hate on zesty sauce either. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, it's, dude. I'm like, and I was telling her too. I was like, it's kind of funny how, like, even when we have like these kind of limitations on what we can eat, like we still get stuff that is just so good. Like she is killing it with the menu of what we are actually eating and everything too. So definitely
Shout out to Meredith.
shout out to her because that is, yeah, it is so fire. I love it. And
So,
yeah, and we're 20 pounds down too. We're both 20 pounds down each. I think we've hit that plateau now where it's like, okay, now we gotta find other ways to accelerate it or just keep on the track that we're on, and then it'll be like, like a pound or two or three like here a week. So, but
right on,
we're
man.
getting there. We are getting there. So,
That's awesome.
yep.
Awesome stuff, dude. Yeah, I do got to say, shout out to Lee as well too, because we literally were just talking about this. I don't have a scale to really judge, I'm just gonna say I lost like 5 pounds. No, just kidding.
Hey, there you go.
I do feel like I'm losing, and but there's a couple things that I'm doing a little bit differently. So I'm supposed to be sleeping with the CPAP, and I haven't been
Hmm.
for quite some time, and so you know, it's I feel bad for my wife because I'm a pretty bad snorer, and but I know that a big part of it though is my weight, honestly. So I sort of had the ultimatum given to me not too long ago about the CPAP,
Hmm.
and I was like, hey, I was like, so if it's one of those things where instead of using the CPAP, and if I lose weight, and if we don't have some of the problems that are causing me to snore and stuff,
Hmm.
if I just lose weight, we should be good. So one of the things that we've been doing, which admittedly we're kind of bad about it, is when we're grocery shopping, we overbuy. Had no idea how much we were overbuying as far as just like portion wise, dude.
Hmm.
So and that's my thing. I mean, y'all have heard me say it. Just Leah cooks amazing. Um, so it's one of those things where certain dishes that she makes, I'm just gonna put a mountain of food because I know it's great, and I know that. And the other thing too is that I know it's gonna be there. So we started HelloFresh, um, and I'm telling you what, it's pretty much been a game changer. We get about 3 meals every week. The meals that we get are just amazing. I mean, the first time when we had it, it felt like I was eating gourmet food, and I mean, it's still that way. And you were talking about taco bowls and stuff, and just rice and dishes. And the one thing that I kind of get weirded out about is Chinese food. Um, there was something that had happened here in the 815
Hmm.
about 5 years ago that completely scared me from Chinese food for literally like 5 years. I didn't really want it anymore. I wasn't going to eat it at all. And the other thing is that when Leah is making these egg rolls, or when she's making some of these you know Chinese Japanese dishes, they're fire. They're
Yeah.
so good. Well, the one thing that HelloFresh has is it has like Korean food as well too, and we had no idea that we were fans of Korean food. Man, I mean, we're talking like she's been shaving. This may sound crazy, but like shaving carrots
Hmm.
so that they're kind of ribbons,
Yeah.
um, with rice and ground beef and certain sauces is amazing.
Hmm.
Along with that, like with like pickled onions or like white onions and stuff. Oh man, like it's so good. So literally now we kind of know what our portions are. Um, Not overeating. But one of my bad things is in the morning. Like breakfast is my tough time, man. Like
Yeah.
I I feel like I almost have to fuel up for the day, and that used to be drinking a lot of coffee and putting a lot of creamer in it,
Hmm.
which I'm not really doing anymore. It's pretty much now. It's just I let myself for one day have creamer throughout the week, and that's just one time. The rest of the times I'm drinking my coffee black with just a couple of sugars is it, and the headache, I don't have a headache because I'm still getting my caffeine.
Hmm.
I feel like I'm not bouncing off of the wall, and it's probably good for my blood pressure as well too, because caffeine is not good for your blood pressure.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man. I mean, it's just small changes here and there that I'm trying to implement that
Yeah.
I'm hoping will kind of carry on to other things and stuff. So, um, you know, just trying to do my part
Oh
basically.
yeah. I can't tell you when the last time I had a soda was, or a pop, I guess, because of being in the Midwest and everything. You know.
Right, right.
So we're trying to encompass all viewers there. Coke, if you're from Texas, I guess, because everything's a
I,
Coke. So
and down Arkansas, it's Coke too as well.
everything. Oh, okay.
Down south,
Well,
it's just Coke, I guess.
well, now no, I'm just so
Right.
no, but no, like I've had I really went through where I was like, basically, do I want caffeine again? Do I not? And just because of some of the late nights and everything, I've decided that I really kind of do need caffeine at times. So I have gone with G Fuel, and it's a sugar free thing. I do like half a packet, and it's like half a cup of coffee. Basically, is what it is, you know. And dude, they have the flavors that have all the sweet that like cover all my sweet tooth too, you know, like the gummy fish or like the twisted candy stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, yeah.
So also rainbow sherbet. Wow, that's a
Yes.
flavor and that's
Oh,
delicious.
for your G fuel?
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh,
I
nice.
know. So and it is smooth. It's delicious. So, hey man, Ollie's got to make an appearance, you know.
Of
So,
course, always.
but no. So that's what I've been having in the mornings, and I mean, really, that's the only reason that I actually have something to eat too. You know, is just so that's like I don't have that caffeine in my system and like giving me the shakes kind of thing, where it's like I'll
Yeah.
have something like either like maybe on the mornings where it's like I really don't feel like eating in the morning, I'll have like an apple and then some like turkey slices, and then that's about it. You know, so otherwise, uh, yeah,
Lots of activity in the house right now.
I know always right.
All the
Yeah. So otherwise, though, I do have to say, Bob, everything's looking great on your side, though, too. I mean, we're able to see a lot more. So yeah, reveal that
well,
big news, I guess, right?
there's a whole lot of new things going on. Um, New camera.
Hmm.
Guy had a new microphone for Father's Day. Totally wish I could. I could. Totally wish I could. If you're live streaming, you totally are seeing this right now. Lane, what up? Shout out to Lane.
Yeah.
He says hi. But no. So got a new PC. So Vince has convinced me to. I have a personal laptop that I've done all my work on, and you know, I really enjoy it. It wasn't a new laptop when I got it; it was used, and so I cleaned as much as I possibly could. But Vince Vince convinced me that when it in regards to like just power and just Apple multitasking and stuff like that, you definitely need a tower. And for a long time, I kind of tried to fight it, and I was like, oh, well, then I'll just get a big badass laptop that is a situation for the solution for that. Well, crazy story. So Vince decided, I'm just gonna go ahead and tell your part of it, Vince. So if
Yeah, that's
I
fine.
mess up or if
No,
I'm
you're good.
wrong, you come in and correct me. But so Vince sees this gaming PC on Facebook. He gets a hold of dude. I mean, sounds like it went pretty fantastic,
Oh, yeah,
is my
it's going
understanding.
great. Yeah. Yep. So, I
Man,
mean,
yeah.
yeah, so I've been singing
Shout
his
out to
praises.
Packy.
Yeah, so I've been singing his praises to basically anyone who listens, you know? Just tell them,
Yes.
like, I'm like, yo, I was like, if you're in the A15 this area and it's like, and you need a PC, it's like Packy does like custom builds, you know? So
Man.
I'm definitely pushing that. So, I mean, I know that you had talked about it, and that's when
Oh,
I
dude.
told you, I was like, man, just kept going on and on.
Well, it sort of started where like I was like, okay, well, Vince had a gaming PC, and so he's telling me all these cool things that he's doing, and I'm like, all right, dude. I was like, if I was gonna get a gaming PC, like I think I first looked at eBay,
Mhm.
and I was like, dude, if I was gonna get a gaming PC, what do you think I really kind of need to be looking for and stuff? And so, my best friend Vince, what does he do? He goes out to eBay and he looks, and he was like, all right, if you're gonna get one, I could sort of see where you could go this way, or you could possibly go this way. And then eventually he kind of talked some sense to me. He was like, or you could just get a hold of Packy. Shout out once again, Packy's PCs and the A15, man. I'm telling you, he killed it. So um, I don't know what all I got in this PC. I know that there's a lot of stuff in there. I know that it's got really cool colors that display, and it's a pretty massive tower. I also do know that I have 16 gigabytes of RAM, and um, that's the one thing that I definitely do know for sure. Outside, oh, and I'm running some sort of AMD processor, but I don't know what it is. I just know it's an AMD.
Like,
Um, and but it's really really cool. No, in all seriousness though, no, seriously, like once again, I cannot give this dude shout outs enough. I haven't been on Facebook in a while, so that's why I haven't given him a testimonial on his page, but that's something I need to do as well. But seriously though, I mean, like this, it's truly amazing, honestly, the stuff that I've been able to do, and even like just all the bells and whistles that come with it. Like I'm able to multitask without any problems at all. Um, the camera that you guys are seeing me on Twitch right now. It didn't come with it, but man, it hooked up really nice and easy to my computer as well
yeah.
too. And then it was a plug and play, no problems, no issues. Dude actually texted me. Oh, yeah, dude. so funny story. I'll get back to you. But dude texted me and just was like, "Hey, are you having any issues? Do you have any problems?" Um, I got there and he gave us a price, right? I
Yeah.
mean, he's like, okay, give me this. This is what I need for this. I'm like, all right, all good. I pulled out a little bit extra, and I think it was for Leah's birthday. I can't remember exactly what it was
Mm-hmm.
for, but I pulled out a little bit extra, and so I get there, and he's like, we're talking, we're chapping it up, and it's the whole about time to exchange money and this and that, and and so that I also bought a PC during a crazy wicked storm that came through, and that literally knocked power out of the 815 for about 3 days.
Yeah.
I think technically in certain areas it might have been 5 days, but
Yeah.
I know for me, I was out of power for a day and a half, and that was like the day that I bought my PC. So I mean, I couldn't power it up. I couldn't really set it up. So it kind of sat in on it sat in here where you're seeing me at for about a day and a half. So I finally, get it together and stuff, and it's been life changing. I cannot stress enough how incredible things have been right now. So, um, yeah. So y'all know me as the guy that's got like 6 jobs. I'm, we not trying to brag or anything, but we like to stay busy.
Yeah.
Um, one of the things that's keeping me busy is games.
Yeah.
It has been I would say it's been about 10 years, honestly, since I really played games. I was living back in Arkansas, had a PlayStation 3, um, played first person shooters all the time. Me and actually the guy that I give shout outs to, the concert photographer, who unfortunately doesn't have any concerts to go shoot, Zach Spangler at zspang.com. Shout out to
Yeah.
Zach. Um, we used to run zombies all the time, even from the beginning. From the very, very, very beginning of World at War, that was our thing, was just zombies and stuff. So, um, first person shooters and like Red Dead and stuff is really what I was down with. And Man, like so like I said, Vince is telling me all these great stories about, hey, dude, you need to check out this thing called Fall Guys, and then make sure you tell Elaine about it too, because
Yep.
pretty soon it's gonna be cross platform and stuff. So give Lane a shot, get him up to speed, chop it up with him. Fall Guys. Okay, so downloaded Fall Guys off of Steam. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. It was when I first set up the computer. That's kind of all I sort of had heard about originally was Fall Guys, and so, like I said, downloaded, installed, figured it out, started playing. Got really upset because I couldn't get past the second stage for the longest time, um, and got to a point last weekend where I was consistently hitting, stage three. Was doing decent. Vince, what's your take on Fall Guys?
We're definitely gonna have the YouTube review up for this. But dude, as a social game, I love it. Like if it's like me and a group of people, like I mean when you and me play, or it's like when like me, AJ, and them play, like it's so much fun. Uh, if I'm doing it alone, it's so grindy. That's my
It
only
is.
take. It's like you just queue up over and over again, and then it's like you kind of like I kind of got burned out on the games, like doing a grind myself. So that's
Sure.
why it's like I'll only boot it up now when I'm like on with you or whatever. But whenever you're available, we are not playing Fall Guys.
No, we are not.
There's only one choice that we have right now.
Yes.
So I don't know. Do you wanna get into that or
I feel like in order to do this justice, I feel like you need to be the one that go ahead and talks about this, and I'll be more than happy to give my piece.
no, for sure. So the next thing that we were told about was, or the next thing I was told about by AJ, and shout out to him for definitely like getting me onto all these. Is one of the things they talked about was the Xbox Pass, and he's like yeah, he's like it's like $1 a month for the first month, like $5 a month after that, no controller, and it's for the PC. And he's like you gotta check it out. So I go on there, in a game that I had been looking at for a long time. I was actually on there, which is Sea of Thieves, and I was thinking about pulling the trigger on it on Steam, And as soon as I saw that it was available on the Xbox Pass for the $1 or $5 a month plan, I just insta downloaded it because I was like, this is gonna happen. So did the maiden voyage really, and then it's like after that, I only did some like the basic missions. But then it's like as soon as I started grouping up, man, this game is again, it's like it's fun as a group. Like as a solo, it's kind of grindy, and it's like and just random things happen. Like I don't know what it is. I'm gonna let you know right now that when I'm playing as a solo player, I tend to run into more people than when I run like as like you and me, or like like when I group up. And I don't know why that happens, but it's like what was it? I know I had been looking for something like solo. It's like I went ahead, like jumped on. You weren't available, so I'm like, well, I was like, let me go see what we can do or what I can do. Jumped on, and uh, I ended up getting to the destination where I thought I was supposed to go to, and like whatever it wasn't available. It looks like it might have been an event that passed. So I'm like, oh, I was like, all right, fine. I was like, I'm just gonna go ahead and what was it? Like log out. Well, then in the meantime, another boat had pulled up, and as I'm like walking around the area and thing, like they actually ended up was it like taking my boat because it's like it was on the other side of the island. So it's like kind of like walked over there. I was like, am I gonna go over here or no? And then it's like I was already kind of like, eh. Well then, hey, thank you so much for the subscription there, Bubba. But what was it? The yeah. So we went ahead and I grabbed the boat. Or they grabbed the boat. Well, it's like I kind of see it going off, and I was like, well, I was logging off anyway. So then just went ahead and logged off. So, but otherwise, it's like, I, man, when we go, we never really see people. But, dude, we crush it, though. Like,
Man.
we've had some really, and I mean, the people that we have run into, have been, like, super cool and everything. So,
Oh, dude, yeah.
but, dude, I love this game. There is so much content in there that I have absolutely no idea what like basically they have a summer event going on. They have like a few more events going on. And it's like I know when we jump on, it's like okay, it's like what are we going to actually go ahead and do, you know? So um so I don't know, how do you feel, man? What are your thoughts on this?
Man, dude. So, s- just like how you said, man. I really didn't know what to expect from sea of Thieves. Um, sea of Thieves has me completely obsessed. There's no other word to say it.
Yeah.
I'm totally obsessed. I actually literally was telling Leah last night. I was just like, there goes Leah. Hi, bye. Um, was literally just telling her. I was like, I have not felt this way about a game like it's since Red Dead, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Red Dead Redemption on PlayStation 3 was so good, and man, yeah, I mean, I played that one ridiculously, and then continue to play it with multiplayer and stuff. But um, just man, I get I 100% back everything that you say because the social aspect of it, and just it's funny because I took it so serious at first. Like when we first got on, I was like, okay, we're gonna play by the rules, so we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this, and then it was funny because you would shoot me, a Twitch of a stream of somebody,
Yeah.
on Twitch, and they are just wilding out like crazy, having a great time,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, why can't I do that? Like seriously, why can't I do this?
Yeah.
And ultimately, what I think has sort of really been happening for me personally lately is just like just going through and doing some research and finding out what quests and stuff that I could do, what quests we can do, and it's not so much a grind. I mean, it can be, but it doesn't have to be.
Yep.
And you know, it's been so much fun, man. Like having such a big open world. Going through the motions of setting the sail, setting the angles so for you to hit,
Mm-hmm.
go along with the wind, um, finding all sorts of different islands and stuff. And on top of that too, once again, shout out to Packy. because the graphics on the game, with the way how I see them when they come through for me, are just truly beautiful, man. It's
Oh
it's
yeah.
a it's a beautiful game. I mean, it's like it's the beautiful blend of like cartoon and reality,
Yep.
because like there's a lot of very realistic aspects of it, but it's not necessarily all cartoony. Like it's really cool because okay, so as a guy that went to school for graphic design, and who actually took like modeling classes for 3D rendering and stuff for game development and everything. Water is probably one of the most difficult things to replicate, and the way how the seas get choppy, the way how the environment just like the weather, all of the weather
Mm-hmm.
portions of
Yeah.
the game are just so spot on, man. The I would say like I can't think of the word that I want to say or how to say it, but just everything in the game is just
Yeah.
is so great. It's amazing, um, and and like how you said too, like how when we run when we run together and we're doing quests and stuff, it's great, and we run into a few things, and we run into a lot of ghost ships and pirate ships and stuff. Um, when I do run solo, I happen to get saved by some amazing people too.
Yeah.
So I do have to say today, um, I ran solo for a little bit, and there was about 5 quests that Vince did that he was rubbing in my face. Just kidding, he would never do that. Y'all know that. But there's 5 quests that he did in order to obtain a really cool, rare masthead for your boat. Sounds crazy ridiculous, but when you see it, it's like, dude, that thing looks amazing. And so didn't have nothing to do. He kind of laid it out for me on how to obtain it and stuff. And so yeah, so I go through and I'm looking at these, because you have a map and you can pick where you're gonna go, and so that way you sort of know, hey, I need to go east, but it's really northeast, or whatever. So I'm kind of grinding that out just to kind of get this and get some money and whatever. And and so there's 5 things that you had to do. One of them I Vince kind of helped me walk through, and we knocked it out. And that was the
Yep.
hardest one, just because it's kind of random. It's not really a place that you could go to. It's just you kind of have to be there in order for it to happen. And I was able to obtain that. And then for me, the hardest one was going to this one island and having to go through some caves and find like particular hieroglyphics or whatever you want to call them or
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But the company that makes Sea of Thieves, I believe, also created Battletoads, created Banjo Kazooie.
Yep.
Um,
Oh,
was
rare
it?
is what.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So I mean, so it's cool because they're giving shout outs to a bunch of really old school games as well too, and I couldn't find the Banjo Kazooie like decals, or not decals, but like hieroglyphics or whatever
Mm-hmm.
in the caves, and was looking and looking and looking, and you get people that'll come on, and if you just kind of ask for help, like, yeah, man, let me show you where that's at, and so they showed it to me, and that was the last thing I needed to do, and I was able to get off, and he was like, well, hey, man, before you go, we need you to do one other thing for me. Like, all right, cool, you help me out, let me help you out. We so basically we ended up going back to you know an outpost, which is where you'll usually spawn from once you log into the game or whatever. And he's like, "Hey, do you know what this chest is?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Yeah, this is the chest of legends." And so had no clue what it was. And I looked it up and I sent a wiki from it for it to Vince, and it's like the most rare chest that you can get. And dude just gave it to me. He's like, "Go sell this up here." And I mean, I had told him that I had been on it for maybe like 4 or 5 days or so, which I mean is
Mm-hmm.
pretty accurate, I guess. But I mean, I as of today and yesterday, I've felt really good and felt successful in the things that we've been doing.
Yep.
That he didn't have to do that, but he did anyways. And so shout out to Kubatai. He's actually on Twitch also as well too. So um, you know, uh, Kubatai, Kubutai.
Mm-hmm.
Check him out, man. Um, help me out. I followed. I did the whole like and subscribe, followed him and stuff. So
Yep.
y'all, same.
Yep. For
Um,
sure.
and then also the other thing too. So a couple nights ago, me and Vince are running. Was it last? No, it wasn't last night. It was 2 nights ago.
Yeah.
Um, we so hopped on. We were playing. We weren't streaming or nothing, but we were just kind of checking out quests and stuff. And I think I was still kind of a little bit more serious about things then. Um, and it's like it's getting close to midnight, and I can hear Meredith come in and say, "Micah got into the bed," and so Vince has got to go, check in with Micah and stuff, and um, we happened to be at an outpost, and we were kind of sort of wrapping it up anyways, and so Vince is like, "Yeah, I'm turning in for the night. All good, no big deal."
Hmm.
Well, as can't remember how it sort of happened, but we ran into these two guys, GT Book and Gergs.
Yep.
I think it's supposed to be Greg's, but it's Gergs, Gergz. Anyways, they literally showed us the ropes,
Yep.
pretty much, and he was like, "Hey, do this, do this, do this, do this, do this, because if you don't, then you're super noob, and people are going to come after you, blah 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 blah, blah
Yep.
whatever." Really, kind of, really laid some really good groundwork on at least a base of where to sort of go and what to look for and what to do. So we ran with it and stuff, and like I said, as the night goes on, we go back to one of the outposts, and Vince's like, yeah, I need to turn in. All good. Good night, Vince. Take it
Yep.
easy. Um, and so these guys, I ca- uh, I can't remember exactly what it was that we did, but I started talking to them, and it was really kind of sort of the same thing. Like, hey, let me show you one thing really, really quick. Well, one of the things that me and Vince were very unsuccessful about was attacking any sort of ships or anything.
Yep.
And and that night, um, I I was on a ship with two other guys, GT Book and Gergs, and we took out like two ships. It was insane. I wanted to scream really loud, but I couldn't because it was midnight. Everybody's kind of asleep and stuff. And like the only thing I couldn't help but to think like, man, Vince is completely missing out on this.
Actually,
Um,
Bob, around that time, I think it was one. But, no.
Very true. Very
Yeah,
true.
because I think, yeah, I remember because it's like I saw it was at 12:30, and I'm like, nope. I can't do this. I was like, first off, I was like, I'm about to pass out. I was like, second
Yeah,
off, I was like, I'm gonna have to get my son back to sleep because he had just woken up too. So, yeah, that little bit of freedom, just
absolutely,
and I mean,
absolutely.
but yeah, dude, man, and I definitely preach this to everyone because it's like this is right now my go-to game, like my favorite one. I know we tried out Borderlands also, which that was fun too, man. That
I honestly, dude, I totally forgot about Borderlands. That was like well after Fall Guys. I mean, we played Fall Guys and stuff, and
yeah.
I was more spectating you because I couldn't get past the first stage most of the time. So,
I know
so
you
yeah, so
you had said you wanted a shooter, you wanted something that was like more RPG aspects, And then
yes,
I know when we were looking too, we it's kind of funny because we downloaded Borderlands, but then on top of that, you're like, guess what? I just saw a commercial for. It's like Warzone,
I forgot about that too.
and I,
Totally forgot about that
and
too.
I'm like, well, I was like, I guess I'll download that too. So, yeah, because that was like 100. That was a massive download. Which we are now on the Comcast higher plan. Um, Thanks Comcast for those data caps.
Thanks, Comcast.
But now that we're on the unlimited, I've decided that I'm going to make sure to use it to its full potential because
Absolutely.
it's like if we're gonna use it this much, it's like then we're just gonna use it this much. It's like I might just go ahead and download some 100 gig files just for the hell of it, just to
Just to do it.
yeah, just be like, you know what, Comcast, not a fan. Here you go.
Be like, I feel like I'm gonna download all of the PDFs of whatever museum, like every
Ooh,
single museum in that's available. Just once every billing cycle, we're just gonna download them just to have them.
or go ahead and download just the internet because why not? Because we
Yeah,
can.
it's
Uh,
unlimited.
I know, right? But no, yeah, PC gaming has definitely hit hard.
Mm.
and in Beyond the Cube here, which I mean, we definitely have seen a decline of the extra work that we've been doing. Um, but I mean, honestly though, I mean, it hasn't really taken too much of a chunk out, because yeah, I mean, we're still chugging it forward with all of our plans, you know.
Oh yeah.
Like, I mean, honestly, the only thing that I cut is, and I kind of found this funny that it's like I did this whole branding and everything around being a writer, and now what's the one thing that I'm not really doing is writing at all. So, so, but otherwise, I I still am keeping up to date with all the editing stuff and with like like different stories and everything, and still reading too. So I mean,
Yep.
those are all there as well. But just in addition to that, now I'm also a PC gamer again. And as soon as Rocket League comes out, I know that's gonna be another thing that I'm gonna be back on too. So, man, I'm telling you, it's been crazy.
I can't even say it blows my mind still, honestly, because I haven't played games in so long, and the I mean, I wanted to have a gaming PC just to think that, like, oh, like sort of like how you said, where, like, if you get a break on something, like, it's kind of cool to just sort of be able to sort of relax and stuff, and
Mhm.
and like, I told somebody that to me, Sea of Thieves is a lot like what I feel like Fortnite would be to, like, your 8-year-old, 9-year-old nephew or something, or Minecraft. That might be another a comparison, because, like, I am just so enamored with Sea of Thieves right now. It's seriously ridiculous. But there's just a feeling that I get when, like, I'm sailing the seas, man. I'm literally trying to recruit everybody to get Sea of Thieves as well too, to join the crew, and to hop on and play, because, dude, it's so much fun, man. It's just it's everything. It's great.
Yeah.
Everything I can do. I mean, I look up information all the time. I've got my accounts linked up so that way I can check my progress on certain events and stuff as well too, because they have that available. Y'all, for real, Sea of Thieves, check that out for real.
Yeah. So, have you been keeping up with sports at all though?
Not really.
No.
Nope. No, just kidding.
Okay.
Next thing, what sports? What are those? I don't even know what that is. Yeah. No. Yeah. Of
Hey,
course.
welcome to my
So.
world. No, I'm just...
Right. Um. So I've noticed that I'm not listening to the score near as much anymore, which is sad. But um, Marquee has kind of ruined a lot of stuff for me. So basically, I didn't want to get Marquee just because they're owned by Sinclair, but my love for the bull for the Cubs, whoa, my love for the Cubs is just, if it's available, I gotta watch it. So, Cubs have been pretty good, for the most part this year, which is crazy. And starting pitching has been great.
Hmm.
Offense is there, which it really wasn't last year, which is crazy. Bullpen has completely fallen apart on us quite a bit, but it's no big deal. I mean, we're in first place. We've been in first place for the majority of the season, so for this shortened season, um, it's just, sports and everything are just really weird right now. I I don't. I guess, for NBA, I get it, because they're keeping everybody in that bubble in
Hmm.
Orlando,
Yeah.
supposedly, or they're trying to. I don't. I'm really kind of shocked that the NBA has not had as many COVID cases. I mean, they don't have a large, because I think there's a 24-man roster for baseball. So basketball, I think there may be like 10 people on the team, and and that's just the players. I mean, your
Hmm.
coaches and all that too. I could see why COVID runs more rampant in baseball, although during the game you're kind of social distance with your positions and stuff. Um, I'm really surprised that we're not seeing COVID attacks in NBA, kind of like how we are in baseball.
Yeah.
But speaking of sports and NBA, shout out to my cousin Matt Marino, web manager for the Chicago Bulls. It is, oh, I haven't done this in a minute. It's August 20th on
Yeah.
a Thursday, 2020. this is beyond the cube. No, so today there was the NBA lottery draft. So basically, it sounds just it is exactly what it sounds. If you don't know, all the teams based on the records have so many balls in like this lottery machine, and they just randomly pick it. And we've voiced our frustrations, and actually, I mean, really, frustrations really isn't the right word. It's just more like a train wreck with the team that plays in the United Center, the Bulls. Um, they've made a couple of moves. Honestly, they finally got rid of Jim Boylan,
Hmm.
which that he was like, I'm sorry, man, but like he was like a. I felt like he was like a junior high basketball coach trying to coach professional athletes. Honestly, it was he just was not very good. I feel like, but so they got rid of him, and really great news is they somehow landed the fourth pick in the draft, which that's going to be a huge that's going to be great for them, honestly. So, um, very excited for what they're going to have. They've also, a lot of changes in the front office as well too, as far as the
Hmm.
general manager and stuff as well. So, um, the people finally got what they wished for. Fire Garpax. John Paxson and Gar Forman are out of power, and I feel like it's going to be one of those things that within the next year or two, we really need to kind of pay attention and see because we're going to get exactly what we wanted. We didn't want Garpax in. There's been a lot of bad years with them. Um, like I said, man, I mean the roster that we currently have, the nucleus that we have. Um, the general manager that we got. We're without a manager right now, but I'm really excited to see what the Bulls do going forward. They could be a really fun, exciting team because they're still really young. So
Hmm.
um, I'll give them a follow. For sure. I'll
Yep.
start watching next year.
No, for sure. I don't think I've ever picked teams for NBA at all, so I probably won't start now. Um, I know the NHL started their stuff too, and I think they were doing the bubble thing also,
Yeah.
where it
Yes.
was only so many. But nah, I guess I don't know. I should probably look that up because I guess the hometown team was facing against the team that I have been like secretly like,
Oh.
yeah, that I'm like secretly a fan of. One because of the color, golden, which is my favorite color. Just go ahead and ask Micah; he'll let you know that. Two, the Knights. I mean, come on, like I write fantasy, so of course the Knights. But and Vegas. I mean, who can't hate on Vegas? Like
Right.
you gotta love it. So those three factors right there, like they would be the team that I would be rooting for. And you're probably gonna let me know right now that they're like booted out of the first round of the playoffs by the Blackhawks. I bet. So, well, I guess I don't know how the playoffs are working with that because I know they're going straight to a playoffs thing. You know, so.
Right. Yeah. No. So the Hawks actually their first series was against Edmonton,
Oh.
and to be honest, they won the series. They were supposed to. I think they were the 12th seed. I think,
Hmm.
and they were supposed to win, but they did. And honestly, me and Leah watched the I think it was game five because I think that series was 4-1, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we watched the clinching game. Leah got to see that. The thing that I mean, it's pretty obvious if you watch hockey, but like that third period is like so. I think of like the ninth inning in baseball. I think of the fourth quarter in basketball, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like for like you watch basketball, literally the last 45 seconds could take about 20 minutes most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
You got timeouts, you got fouls, the clock stops, this and that, whatever. Hockey is so fast paced and so there's so much action in it. And like, you get the drama of like the goalie getting pulled because you need to bring the extra guy out
Mm-hmm.
and like that seems like it would be extremely like why would you do that, but having that additional man on the ice is such like just that one guy
Yeah.
makes such a big difference. It's mind-blowing. And so kind of relearning that all over again and stuff has been really fun. So I know I say this just about every podcast, but and honestly I don't even know if the Hawks are in right now or not. They may be out. Um, but uh, um, but yeah, I totally need to start following the Hawks, man, for real.
So it's funny that you say that because it's like the last 2 minutes of a football game too seem to take almost as long as the first like however many like quarters take because it's
Hmm.
like although there's been a few teams who do or who have cheated the system and I thought it was hilarious that what was it? There was one team that took what was it? The Patriots. Like what was it Bill Belichick? Like he used this trick to really like drain like the time, like almost like what, like almost like a minute and 45 seconds off the clock, kind of thing. Where it's like, oh, it's like so he'd have his guys do like an offside or something, or he'd have his guys do something, and
Yeah,
it's like, and you would get that extra time off. Well, then it was funny because it's like, so he used that trick. Well, then a team that he was facing later on in the playoffs used that same trick against him, and he was blown up about it. He's like, oh, he's like, can't believe you allow this and all everything. It's like, hey, it's like you're the one who showed us how to do this. It's like, hey, that was all you, man. So
right.
I was gonna say, what are you doing with that?
I can see that I got a little spider that's literally right under my camera. It's insane. Like I've been watching him
um,
kind of walk around and stuff. So he's, I guess he's producing right now.
just waiting
He's
for him
manning
to,
the camera.
go ahead and cut across the screen,
I,
and it's
I was really,
and like
I was
it's
seriously like crawling across and like crawls over the camera. That would be insane,
go
really.
straight from what do you call it, from a very fun, lighthearted podcast to a horror film kind of
That
thing.
fast happens that fast.
Just that quick. Um, no, otherwise, what have you been Spotifying, man? What's going on with music?
So something that's kind of crazy actually is that I have not really been Spotifying very much, to be truthful.
Mm.
It's the one thing that I've noticed that I've done a lot here recently is I've been back on my lo-fi kick. So um y'all like y'all know I've kind of filled y'all in what's been going on over the past couple of months, and
Mm.
and I haven't really got back into the routine where I was in because, and also I feel like that's kind of attributed to just to honestly to how busy I was. You know, back like in like January, February,
Mm.
things were slammed, things were busy. And just to kind of block out some of the outside stuff that was going on in the office, earbuds were in all the time. And um, things have gotten a little bit slower. Um, there hasn't been necessarily a real need to just listen to music, honestly.
Mm.
Which I feel horrible saying that because I mean I love what I love, you
Yeah,
know,
true.
and so to kind of ease myself back into using Spotify quite a bit, I for some reason I haven't really been on my release Fridays. Discover I'm trying to get back into. Like Monday, that was my thing, man. Like Monday morning, let me listen to my Discover because if mine's good, then I know yours is going to be bad.
Oh yeah.
If mine's bad, then I know yours is going to be good. And I'm trying. This week on Discover wasn't too bad. There was a few older songs that happened to come onto my playlist. Some by there was a Cage the Elephant song that came on. Something new that came into my Discover Weekly was from the Murlocs, Rolling On.
Mm.
Never heard of it, but it was definitely the vibe that kind of I've been, where I've been at recently.
Yeah.
But music wise, the biggest thing that I'm excited about, and actually, we've been teased the past, actually, all this week. So, greatest band in the world, the Deftones.
I thought you were gonna say
um,
Tool there for a second, but
whoa, whoa. Um,
calm
um,
down.
Whoa, yeah. Um, Sorry, Talitha.
13 years.
But
Oh man.
uh, no, Deftones have been teasing a new album. They've been on Twitter quite a bit. They've been on Instagrams, and the fact that a new album's coming out is not super brand new news,
Mm.
but it's really like the one thing that I love. I mean, love the Deftones just period, but I've always loved their branding leading up to an album release because It's just amazing. And so one of the things that they actually did was is they were having some really cryptic videos that were on Instagram, that were kind of sort of lyrics of older singles that they had. And the crazy thing was is that like if you went to the songs and if you looked at where supposedly if you this part I'm totally making up. So let me just get to the part that I know that's 100% for
Yeah.
real. But basically, fans were able to determine off of something the longitude and latitude of something, and when they pinpointed it, it was an actual like a Deftones billboard,
Yeah.
promoting the new album.
Huh.
They were able to do it cleverly to nobody really knew what it was. Like I said, I would be totally making up stories if I was going to say what I was going to say, so I didn't say it. But but no, yeah, they're teasing like a 30-second snippet of a new single. Um, Ohms is what the new title is of the album is going to be. I am beyond excited. Um, I absolutely love the Deftones. It's to me, it's one of those things that like every album has a different flavor to it.
Hmm.
Um, some, and I don't even want to say that some albums miss. Just some albums are different, and I just the feeling that I get, and from everything that I've heard from the band, from being interviewed about their current work, is that this album is going to be phenomenal. I've had some really good favorites. My all time favorite Deftones album is Around the Fur. That's their second album.
Hmm.
Their original bassist, was he was out skateboarding, got hit by a car, and was in a coma for I believe quite some time for some months, and he was able to pull through, but he ultimately had cardiac arrest and passed away. The band had a different kind of sort of the songs were different for sure. When the new bassist came in, when Sergio came in, and it is still good. There's stuff on their newer things that they've had on their newer albums that they have that have just been there. There's songs in there that easily crack my top 10 easily. Um, this album that's coming out, it they're saying that it has the sort of feel and vibe of White Pony, which was their third album that they
Hmm.
released, and White Pony is a close second. Around the Fur was just when it came out, I was 17, so 16, 17. So a lot of those like high school emotion things and all this stuff. I just relate to
Yeah.
just honestly, and like I said, White Pony is great. Is great. There's a lot of really good songs. I mean, the White Pony is a great listen from start to finish, even too. Just Around the Fur, man, that's where it's at for me. So, I cannot wait for Ohms. I believe September 25th, I believe, is the release date. So,
Hmm.
um, it's just waiting in anticipation for that and whatever teasers Deftones want to drop. Um, but yeah, man, that's sort of what I've been Spotifying.
Yeah.
Weird thing I was Spotifying. How about you, homie? What you been up to? What you been listening
Uh,
to?
I've actually still been doing the Hollywood Undead. Really, like I mean, that's been one of the biggest ones, and I know they actually were on. They were actually on. What was it? The release radar, I think, last week. Um, Also, dude, that release last Friday was pretty insane. Like, I thought there was some
Yeah.
really, really good ones on there. Um, Including, I did have to reach out to Richard Cheese for Truth Hurts because, although sadly, I'm going to let you know right now that because the music that he makes, he doesn't actually have the licenses to it. Like the licenses are actually owned by the original artist, and he just does like the lounge like covers of it. So that means that if we wanted to play it, we would probably get docked for it. But
Gotcha.
also new Nas. I don't know if you checked out your release radar for that one or not. I know I had told you about it,
You did.
and that was straight fire right there too. You know, um, otherwise, Pitbull. It was Pitbull Friday because he had another new single. Um, this one, yeah. What was it? Was it I Love You Baby or Te Quiero Baby? I think, right? Is that how? I don't know. But
The SAP version, yes.
yeah. So I mean that's the way it is set, but or at least like the way like it's titled, and then the subtitle is "I Love You, Baby." I know there was a "Smells Like Teen Spirit" from what was it Rehab? I remember I sent you that, which was a little
Yes.
weird. That was
Yes.
a little odd, but
Different.
yeah, definitely very different from what I was used to. But no, it started out so great, you know, like some really great music in there, including that Nas one, which I definitely want to look up and see if he's got anything new then too, or if that was just a single or like what was going on with it. Cause yeah, just wow, good stuff. Hearing that definitely brought me back to the day too, because I was like, wow, I was like, I haven't heard from him in forever. So otherwise, actually, a lot of my time has been used up with really watching other Twitch streamers, and then trying to catch up on the Bodega Boys, which
Yeah.
I'm still behind. Again, still, like I just need to find a day to just kind of sit down and just that's it. That's what I do. So
214 is wild, dude.
really,
Let me tell you. Wow.
I think I'm on like 212 still, like right near the
Oh,
end. So
the bony goats.
I could probably skip over to 213, and then but yeah. Otherwise, it was yeah. That's kind of what I've been doing is just kind of like hitting up the Hollywood Undead playlist when I'm not what was it when I'm not like on the computer, like on the go and stuff. What was it? Or I mean, I can't think of the name of the band now. It'll come back to me next time. Don't worry, I'll shout them out because it's like I got a couple CDs in my car too. Now that I'm actually driving again to drop my son off to school, like I'm
There you
actually
go.
like able to like listen to those again. So, uh, yeah, it's definitely. And I mean, I'm not gonna queue up the Spotify playlist in the car with him in there. You know, that
Yeah,
stuff's
yeah.
probably not a little appropriate for a 6 year old. Like maybe in like 4 years, maybe I might let him listen to it, but we'll have to see where
There
we're
you go.
going with that.
There you go.
So, all right, it's becoming about that time though, man. What kind of shout
Yeah.
outs do we got here?
Oh, dude. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, shouting out to all the teachers, to all the students, to all the
Mm-hmm.
seniors, class of 2020, 2021. Y'all got a rough hand. Make the best out of it. Do what you can. Feeling for y'all, for real. Seriously, that's it's a rough hand. That stinks. We're all going through it. But shout out to y'all. Um, Also, we're just gonna go through the regulars. Josiah of Selling Houses.
Mm-hmm.
He does the intro and the outro for Beyond the Cube. Also has some really good release or some singles that are on Spotify. So go check him out, search him out.
Mm-hmm.
Selling Houses. Josiah is in California. He just that dude. It's almost like one of those things where like I text him, and I'm like, "Where you at now?" Because I never know. Seriously. Um, yeah. So miss Josiah a lot, but I know that he's doing extremely well. So, shout out to Josiah. Shout out to Simon doing that design work. He's posting it on Instagram at 20 plus 2. So you could go ahead and head over there and be able to check all that out. Also, shout out to Jade for just being extremely awesome and just doing what you do. You're truly, truly great. Check her out. She's at forevwild.com, FOREVWILD.com. Also on Instagram at Jade Cook. I'm not going to tell you how to spell her last name. Y'all got to figure that out. Um, Shout out to Manny. Go check him out on Twitch as well too. Once we get through here, he's at Juicebox Fresh. That's fresh without an E. Um, Always just destroying folks on Apex and stuff. It's ridiculous. Um, Shout out to Butch of Pulled Corks. Um, Check him out, pulled.corks.com. Wine connoisseurs, spirits, of all that kind of sort. If that's your thing, definitely go check it out. He does a great job over there. Lots of podcasts and different YouTube videos and stuff too. He's got some great looking logo as well, so peep that out. Um, Shout out to Zach Arbogast. Can't wait for you to get on Sea of Thieves, homie. What's taking you so long?
I know,
You
right?
got to get on Sea of Thieves, seriously, dude. Z Arbogast of VO, check him out. And also we gave him. You talked about Spangler earlier, so Zach Spangler. His website is zspang.com. Definitely go over there, go peep that out. Shout out to all the gamers that helped us out too. That was GT Book. That was also Gergs,
Mm-hmm.
and thank you Kubatai for saving me and helping me with that last quest because I was lost for 15 minutes running through caves. I have no idea what I was doing. So, um, and anybody that wants to hop on Sea of Thieves, man, you know how to get a hold of us, Vince.
Yeah.
How would they get a hold of us?
You know what? One more shout out because this is the one that we call that's really kind of got us in through this, man. Was shout out to Freemason Live on Twitch. One of the greatest like Sea of Thieves players, really. Like just watching him play is it's kind of funny because it's like I think of it more as like a almost as like a movie rather than sitting there watching a streamer. You know, like he
Yeah.
makes it so entertaining and does such a great job with it. Yeah, just Freemason Live, as it sounds kind of on Twitch there. But as for finding us, if you have any feedback or if you have any questions or anything like that, you can go ahead and hit us up at our Twitter at Beyond the Cube One. You can also find us on our website at beyondthecubepodcast.com. We're also available through the Gmail, beyondthecubepodcast at gmail.com, and on Facebook, facebook.com/beyondthecubepodcast. Also, if you head over to our Discord, which you can find through basically any of those links, just hop on there. Go ahead and, yeah, like I said, like Bob said, hit us up or leave any kind of suggestions. I know there's a few things that I've been kind of playing around with here where maybe Twitch might not be the platform for the podcast. Like maybe YouTube might be something that's a little better for it, but we'll see, or more accessible, I guess. It's something that we're gonna definitely be playing with here in the upcoming weeks and kind of see how that goes. But Bob, where can they find us individually?
Yes, so you can find Vincent Hennings at vincenthennings.com. The site has not been updated lately, but it has been backed up, so that is great. You can also find him at Kindros on Twitter. Um, Always, posting some great content. Like Vince has sort of said, he's sort of straying away from the whole writing stuff, and there hasn't been a whole lot. It's not that he's not
Yeah.
supporting the writing community, but we ain't writing right now. We're too busy on the boat. We're out on the boat, trying to find
Yeah.
some gold. So make sure you follow Vince on Twitter. Once again, that's at Kindros. You can follow me at Twitter at Babo_815. Haven't been tweeting a whole lot recently, and there's not really a good reason why. The main reason is because I've been playing Sea of Thieves. Uh, Also, you can find me at bobdoeswork.com. Been getting a lot of inquiries about doing some work, which has been great. You want to see the work that I do. You want some work like the stuff that's up on bobdoeswork.com. Logos, artwork, merchandise, whatever. Podcasting. I don't know.
Yeah.
The mismatched socks. Mystery. Pack.
Yeah.
All of it. Figure it out. But yeah, bobdoeswork.com. You know, I also have a Facebook page, facebook.com/bobdoeswork. Kind of took a break from social media for a little bit, and it's getting really close to being about the time to come back. So I'll be back pretty soon.
Mm-hmm.
Personally on my Facebook, but been quite busy to not post anything on my Facebook for Bob Does Work because been doing a lot of work and also been on the seas quite a bit as well too. So
Yeah.
also, man, I can't forget. I cannot believe it. I forgot to give Ali a shout out. He came in and was called earlier. Follow Ali on Instagram. That's Ali Good Pooch. He has been posting a little bit recently. He's getting to be about due for a haircut pretty soon. I got a call from his groomer just the other day, and she's not going to be able to groom him yet until October. So he's going to have those in between haircuts because that's going to be coming from us. The last time when we cut his hair, he wouldn't really let us cut his legs and his feet.
Mm.
So it looked like he had bell bottoms on for a while, or he looked like he was like a miniature Clydesdale,
Nice.
which was a lot of fun. So be prepared to see some goofy pictures of Ollie. But yeah, man, that's I believe that's about it.
All right, cool. Well, nothing
Cool,
else
cool,
for me. No
cool.
closing kind of thoughts, man. Just yeah, stay safe and yeah, we got this.
Wash your hands, hand sanitizers. You know, appreciate however you got here to the podcast. We always appreciate the listens, whether it's just us from work, whether however it is you happen to find us on Twitch. Either way, we totally appreciate the listens. Um, Craig, I know you're not here, but I'm just gonna tell you to go ahead, get on out. You don't gotta go home, but you gotta get out of here. I want to hear Josiah sing that song.
Okay, ready. What a time to be alive. I'm not kidding. It's the best in A15. Well, she says she don't like beyond the queue. I said I don't know what to do with you. I think about love when I'm thinking of the silly state of mind and the cute. Don't stop for no man, no sir, no plan. Straight talk for an hour. Speak of the power of the people. Listen to the reason.